Bosch Sensortec, we rely on Specman in order to fulfill our verification requirements and to be able to reach time to market faster. Hi, I'm Artemios. I work for Bosch Sensortec in Munich. I'm a verification specialist. I'm responsible for pre-silicon validation of motion sensors that are used in consumer electronic devices. I'm using Specman the last 2 years actually since I joined BST. The latest project I'm working on with Specman was the functional verification of inertial measurement units we produce in Bosch Sensortec. That means I'm responsible for the verification in block, subsystem and system level of the ASIC devices used in IMUs. There are several advantages when using Specman to verify designs. First of all, Specman builds on UVM-E methodology, therefore it provides a way, the tools and the infrastructure to easily build extendable, maintainable and reusable verification components in order to achieve first-time right silicon devices. Another thing is it boosts the productivity for us, while actually it requires less lines of code to implement certain functions compared to other hardware verification languages. Another thing that I would say is the ability for young engineers that don't have previous experience with Specman to ramp up very fast and use the languages. It's a self-intuitive languages in that sense. And also, last but not least, I would say that Cadence provides very good support to individuals, to engineers, but also to companies that are actually using Specman on their daily working activities. It took me no more than 6 months to prepare and implement my first verification component using Specman. It was actually an interface EVC, a full-blown interface EVC with all the relative components such as agent, monitors, BFMs, drivers, sequencers, sequences and coverage models. My favorite capability of e-language in Specman is the batchability of the language. Specman is based on aspect-oriented features, meaning that actually you can extend easily extracts units, components from all over the file hierarchy you want, and you can therefore minimize the time needed for development. I can provide an example where you want to implement at the very last stage of the verification flow a new test case, then you can easily extend one file and then just load this file, compile this file, and you're good to go. There are several features that I want to try out, but let's say the one that's under my radar list right now is definitely the Reflection API, because Reflection API provides an interface to program metadata, so to static components actually that are instantiated in your test bench during runtime. This is very important because using this Reflection API together in conjunction, for example, with macros, you can define user-defined extensions to the already existing languages. And as an example, I could provide a search for all structured units in the environment that they do not have a certain field and then define this field automatically. That's a very easy way to do so. The metric we use during a verification project is actually the functional closure. So we are making sure that we are covering all the required specification from the customer. That's the one metric, and another metric we are using is code coverage closure, that we're making sure actually that using Specman we can hit every part of the RTL code in our designs.